What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch News video, ninjas. Today we've got a lot of great information for you in addition to a discussion at the end, so make sure you stick through the whole video here. So let's go ahead and jump right into the news, and we do have Tomorrow Corporation announcing the release dates for World of Goo, Little Inferno, and Human Resource Machine. Now, these games were thought to be launch titles, but I think Nintendo and, of course, Tomorrow Corporation did the right thing, but more of Nintendo making sure to push these away and get Fast RMX and Shovel Knight in at launch, and then these ones can come a little bit later. So we do have a release date on the matter. So this is coming from Tomorrow Corporation's website. Quote, Princess Peach has smiled upon us and granted us a release date for this week. World of Goo, Little Inferno, and Human Resource Machine Switch editions will be available in North America this Thursday, March 16th. We haven't received an official confirmation from Nintendo of Europe, but we hope to have good news for our European friends soon. And our intern made us switch eShop trailers for all three games, delicately embedded below. It was a long, dangerous journey, but here comes Tomorrow Corporation train. Stand back, the doors are closing. Next stop, Nintendo eShop. So this is actually really cool, especially for those who didn't play the games. I would recommend out of these three would be World of Goo. Now, as far as Europe goes, if these games don't come on Thursday, just make an account on the Nintendo eShop for the American regions and just download it then. World of Goo would probably be the best lot out of these. Now, I haven't played Human Resource Machine or Little Inferno, so let me know what you guys think about those games. I know some of you dudes have talked about this in the comment section below on some of my previous videos that I've talked about these three games. I have professed my love for World of Goo. I think it's an amazing game, and it was one of the original indie games back in the day on the Wii that really got people looking at digital distribution and it being a viable method when it comes to Nintendo consoles. So World of Goo is definitely one of those games that you should check out, or at least see some gameplay to see if you're interested in it. Now, Little Inferno and Human Resource Machine, let me know what you guys think about these indie games. Are they any good? What do you feel about the gameplay? I know one of them, like, you just toss stuff into a fireplace, so I'm not sure if that's my style of game. Give me all of your thoughts on the matter in the comment section below. And moving on to the next article here. So the Nintendo Switch's online traffic data shows the importance of console launches for retailers, the brick and mortar stores, in addition to the bigger online stores like Amazon.com. So here's the article here. When the consoles do launch, online traffic for retailers always spikes. That is a pretty much 100% fact. And since the Nintendo Switch has been pretty much a big deal since Nintendo first revealed the system, even when the late President Satoru Iwata said we were working on this mystery platform called the NX, there's been so much buzz from rumors to actual news stories later when we heard about it. So there's just so many things, and all that buzz is manufactured into actual clicks, hits, and sales for a lot of these retailers. So the data that I'm about to go over just kind of shows a big compilation of how important this data is for these retailers, and then making positive profit, whether it's at the beginning of the year or the end of the year when other consoles have launched too. So, quote, every major retailer in the United States saw an increase in their web and mobile traffic from Nintendo's site and from searches for the Nintendo Switch. GameStop and Toys R Us traffic peaked over a 30-day period on the Nintendo Switch's March 3rd launch day. Nintendo.com directed a lot of custom to GameStop, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, but Amazon and Toys R Us saw the biggest increases compared to January 2017. Over the month leading into the launch of the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo's website set 1.4 million clicks through to Amazon. GameStop owned more than 3% of all the clicks for the term Switch in the month leading up to the system's launch. So of course people are shopping online more so than ever. I know I was redirected to Best Buy in order to purchase and pre-order my Nintendo Switch console, to where I went and picked it up in store, and this is a very, very important thing for a lot of these retailers. So that's why brick and mortar stores, and that's why online to pick up and just shipping out is very important. All of it is an ecosystem in the gaming industry. It's just one side that we really don't see. We don't see all the behind the scenes when it comes to shipping, when it comes to the traffic being sent over, ad revenue. There's all sorts of things that play a factor in. 1.4 million clicks. That is so much when it comes to advertising revenue, when it comes to vendors and things like that. It's definitely important for the business side on their end. As far as consumers go, we just need to make sure that we have the means in order to actually see the content, get to the content quickly, get a fair amount of time, and so the process is easy for us to pick up our goods. A lot of people don't really care about all the behind the scenes stuff, but it is an interesting look on how important it is as far as the online traffic and all that goes when it comes to marketing and pre-orders and all of that. If you want to see the full write-up, there is so much more data. Please make sure you check out the description below. That'll take you over to VentureBeat where they did a nice article on it. So yeah, definitely check that out when you get the opportunity. All right, and lastly, I'm going to briefly discuss some of my thoughts on Pokemon Stars, or the next Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. So one of the cool things about the Nintendo Switch, obviously, it is a portable console. It is a hybrid device. You can play it on the go and you can also play it at home. One of the biggest things about the Pokemon company is that they've always wanted to make sure that their experience with Pokemon and their two different versions of the game can be taken anywhere, so people can play them whenever they want. They can trade with friends, and it brings more of a, I guess, immersive feel to actually being like you're a Pokemon trainer. And with the Nintendo Switch, they've pretty much got just that. Now, and I've talked about how the Pokemon company will be developing for the Nintendo Switch, but some people still necessarily aren't really convinced that the Nintendo Switch will be getting a mainline Pokemon game. We've seen various reports that Pokemon Stars is definitely a thing, and it looks like it's going to be a continuation of Pokemon Sun and Moon and maybe the third game. But I do feel that that game, if it does come out, that it will come to Nintendo 3DS. But I think that is probably going to be the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things for Nintendo going forward. And we got the sales number as far as data revealed for the Nintendo Switch within the first 3 days, and that was unofficial from Super Data, 1.5 million units across the world. That is very good, especially when you're comparing it to the Wii U, which did well less than that. So Nintendo Switch is essentially doubled up on it. Now, the one big thing with Nintendo, and especially with the Pokemon company, is making sure there's a high quality mainline Pokemon game on this device. And I think that's the biggest thing, really, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. When people say, oh, well, Nintendo Switch isn't going to do this, or it's not going to be able to sell this, really one thing can really shut down that whole talk, and that's really Pokemon. Pokemon is Nintendo's, as far as the collective share, biggest franchise out there. It is easily, if you look at the sales for Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon X and Y, just the Pokemon games in general over the last decade, there is not another game that has sold more than the Pokemon franchise for Nintendo. It is absolutely massive. I mean, seriously, it's beating Mario Kart, it's beating the mainline Mario games, and Nintendo is going to make sure, along with the Pokemon company, is going to make sure that this game comes to this system, the Nintendo Switch, because it is a portable device where you can take anywhere, and the Nintendo 3DS is losing its steam. The Pokemon company, especially with Pokemon Sun and Moon, have pretty much tapped out the 3DS hardware. If you look at Pokemon Sun and Moon, they actually made improvements to the graphics over X and Y. So I do feel that they've pretty much tapped out with that hardware. That doesn't mean they're going to stop supporting it. I still think this Pokemon Stars game will be coming to Nintendo 3DS in addition to the Nintendo Switch, a la Shin Megami Tensei. Pretty sure that they're going to make a version for both systems. But the thing about it is that this game, Pokemon, is really going to be where you see the difference with the Nintendo Switch when it comes to how different it is from the Wii U and how it's more in line as far as what Nintendo really wanted to do was create a true hybrid, but also more of a continuation of the 3DS as well. It does a lot of different things when it comes to the home console mode, portable mode, tabletop. You can play it a lot of different ways, but Pokemon really solidifies the portable system, and I do think that many people out there, many gamers, are going to treat Nintendo Switch like a portable, especially just in Japan. I mean, they're probably going to just take it around and only play it when they're on their commutes and things like that, and Pokemon is really that game that's really going to bridge together everything. All the gameplay improvements that Pokemon Sun and Moon brought to the table, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that is basically put on the Nintendo Switch in order to highlight that system's features and what you can do with it, and even how it looks on the TV, because that will be the first time really that there's a mainline Nintendo home console Pokemon game out there. They've done Pokemon games on the home consoles before, but none of them really have been from Game Freak, the mainline ones. They've all been other companies that have done it, so it's going to be freaking amazing to see this game in motion when it finally does come, because it will. Nintendo's development studios are hard at work at a ton of different games, and Pokemon Sun and Moon and Stars, or whatever the case is, or the next game that's coming to Nintendo Switch from the Pokemon company, I do feel that it's going to be a special title. So let me know what you guys want to see in the next Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas for the next video. Peace.